Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is May 23rd, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Russell 2000, that's IWM, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor, please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over to these charts and see what we see. Let's maximize this quarterly chart, resize this, and what we see here, the Russell again, we know the Russell is going to struggle, and the Russell is still, below the central pivot and stuff. It's forming a doji here right now. It got up into our area right here and pushed down quite a bit, and almost got back into this area here. So we just gotta kind of like wait and see. Just be patient with the Russell. I do expect come next quarter to be forming something like this. Let's just see what happens. I kind of expect it to get back above pivot, but it may not be until next quarter or the last quarter of the year, the way the Russell is and the way it likes trading. We have to kind of like wait and see what's going to happen. But let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there on this monthly chart. Let's zoom in a little bit here on this monthly chart. As we can see, we did get up here in this little zone here, and it has pushed back down, and we almost back down here in this zone here. It closed just a little bit out of that, but we do have kind of like a bullish piercing pattern right here. So long as this stays green for the month, I kind of expect us to get back fighting, trying to go higher. I don't really expect us to start making another leg down, and I'll come next month. But we have to kind of like wait and see what happens here. So, but this is what's happening at this time, and just be patient with it. To kind of like see what's happening here. We are still above the 9-10 moving average, so that means we are technically still in a bear market. So based on your trading plans and based on your trading strategy, trade accordingly. Again, we are in a bear market. We are getting some bullish looking patterns, but we are in a bear market. That's the whole thing. And let's go ahead and go down to this weekly chart and see what we see there on this weekly chart. And let me erase that. On this weekly chart, we can see we formed a doji up here, a hammer, and now based on us being in this zone and with all the selling and couldn't get back above the 50 and all, we have gotten a reversal here in the market going to the downside. Come next week, we're going to be opening and trading very close to pivot. This is pivot right here. If we ended up opening somewhere below pivot, I do expect us to come down here somewhere and at least come down to a support 1 level. I don't really expect, if this thing makes a full leg to the downside, we definitely can come down to a support 2 level, and that's 2 level, and then see what happens. But if we can open up above pivot, again, we're going to still have a hard time fighting to get above this level here, because this whole supply level here, as we can see. So we didn't clear it enough to where these guys still had more to sell, and they ended up pushing this market to the downside. We got to get above this area right here, this zone here, this level here, before we can start at least beginning to fight this and get back above the 50 here. That's this green line here. This is the 50, so this market can start going back higher. Right now, we just in an area where the Russell can end up doing us another 2 or 3 weeks going sideways like it did down here, and kind of like it's made its drop. Now, next week, is it going to make another drop, or is it going to go sideways on us just like it did before back here? That's what I see here on this weekly picture. All right, but let's go ahead and go down to the daily noise and see what we see there and wrap this on up. On the daily noise, as we can see, the Russell had a hard time, once it did get up here. You can see it going sideways. You can see it going nowhere, and then it finally made a commitment to the downside. We ended up with our lower lows and our lower highs and all. And, once it had kind of like dropped out of that area, dropped out of this zone here, and it dropped out of there, with this red candle pushing down pretty good. It just gave us confirmation that we wanted to go down, that it wanted to go down, and it ended up going down and giving you some pushbacks, but not making any higher highs or any higher lows. It just continued making lower lows and lower highs. So it is definitely trending down. Where is it going to go? It can come back down, into this area here, where it shot up out of here, it gets a little demand, or it can actually maybe even go crazy, come all the way down to a support 3 level here. But these are weekly pivots. I don't really expect that to happen in a week. The Russell hasn't been trading in that big of a range. This is a fairly large range for it this week between trading. It's the normal range. Stop right there. It is the normal range for the Russell. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We were at 210 and it traded down to 200. So that's still that normal $10 range that the Russell I see quite often on the Russell. So it didn't do anything out of the norm. So again, it dropping down to a 190 close to this support 3 level is not out of the picture, and I'll come next week. So that's what I see here, and that's all I really want to share at this time. Hope you guys had a great week. Have a happy Memorial Day, and I'll speak with you guys next week. This is Right Side Trader. Have a good one. Bye.